Hi boys and girls, today we're doing lesson 19 of module 1 for math, and our question is, how do I apply the distributive property to decompose units? So we're going to be using that distributive property again where we break something down, a larger fact down into two smaller facts, add those products together, and get our total. Today we're going to talk about division. Okay, we're going to talk about doing that with division. So on your whiteboard or on a piece of paper, I would like you to draw the array that I have on my board. You're going to do 2 columns and 24 rows. I know it seems like a lot, but there's only 2 columns. So 24 rows, 2 columns. Make yours look like mine. Stop the video if you need to, and then come on back. So what we're going to do next, we are going to try to solve the problem 24 divided by 2. Now that's a big division problem, isn't it, boys and girls? But we're going to do something. We're going to draw a line right here so that we had 24 rows. We took 2 away, and now we have 20 rows. And we're going to divide that by 2 because 2 is our unit. And down here, we have 4 total, and we're going to divide it by 2. Okay? So we have a total of 20 up here, divided by 2, and down at the bottom, we have a total of 4, and we're going to divide by 2. We're going to write this just like we were writing our multiplication when we were doing the distributive property for multiplication, and we're going to add those together. So we put our plus sign in between. And this is going to equal our 24 divided by 2. Okay? We're just breaking this down into some smaller problems. So if I have 20 and I divide 20 into 2 groups, okay? Here are my 2 groups. How many do I have in each of those groups? I have 10. And if I have 4 broken down, divided into 2 groups, I have 2 in each of those groups. That still equals 24 divided by 2, or 10 plus 2 equals 12, right? So 24 divided by 2 equals 12. Okay. Now, this might seem really hard right now, but we're going to do some practice together, and we're going to come back to this in another module. So do the best that you can for now, boys and girls, and follow along. You will need your homework pages. Go ahead and get your lesson 19 homework pages. Make sure it says 3.1, lesson 19 homework, not the problem set, the homework. Okay. Let's read the directions together. Label the array, then fill in the blanks to make true number sentences. So we're not going to answer this yet. This is our problem that we want to solve. We can't answer that yet. We're going to fill in the missing parts to the array. Boys and girls, right here we see that there are 3 rows of 3, which gives us a total of 9. If we take that total of 9 and divide it into 3 equal groups, we end up with 3 in each group. Down here, same thing. We took the total of 18, divided it into 2 groups of 9. 9 divided into 3 equal groups is equal to 3. So down here we have our original problem, 18 divided by 3 is equal to 9 divided by 3 plus 9 divided by 3. And 9 divided by 3 is 3. We add those together and we get 6. I'm going to go back up here and fill in my 6 here. Let's look at letter B. Our problem that we're trying to solve is 21 divided by 3. You might already know the answer to that, boys and girls, but we're going to practice breaking it down, decomposing it. That's what breaking down means, decomposing. So we have a total of 21 triangles. We drew the dotted line to break it into 2 groups. We have 15 in our top group, 6 in our bottom group. 15 divided into groups of 3 equals 5 groups. Down here we have 6 divided by 3 in each group, which gives us a total of 2 groups. Down here we show the whole thing. 21 divided by 3 is equal to 15 divided by 3, which we saw up here, and 6 divided by 3, which is 2. If we add those together, boys and girls, we get our answer of 7. You should be completing your homework pages along with me so that you have good examples to practice on your problem set. Let's try some more. This one, our problem for letter C, is 24 divided by 4. So we took our total of 24 triangles, divided it into 2 groups. Notice they're not equal groups. We just are making easier problems for us to solve. So up in the top group, we have a total of 20. We divided it into equal groups of 4. So there's 4 in each group, which means we ended up with how many groups? Write in your answer, and hopefully you got 5 groups. Down at the bottom, we have a total of 4 triangles. We divide those into a group of 4, and we have 1 group. So here, boys and girls, this is what it looks like all mathematically. We have 24 divided by 4, which is equal to 20 divided by 4 plus our other division problem, which is 4 divided by 4. We do that division, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So 24 divided by 4 is 6. Let's try letter D, boys and girls. Our problem we want to solve is 36 divided by 4. So we took our total of 36, divided it into 2 groups. The top group has a total of 20. We divided those into groups of 4, and we ended up with 5 groups. The bottom group, boys and girls, has a total of 16. We divided into groups of 4, and we ended up with 4 groups. So down here, mathematically, it looks like 36 divided by 4 is equal to our first division problem, which was 20 divided by 4, and our second, which was 16 divided by 4, which is equal to 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. So 36 divided by 4 is equal to 9. We're just breaking down that total number into smaller groups to work with. Let's keep going, boys and girls. If I can get my page turned. There we go. This is some more matching. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at our math problem that we have here, 28 divided by 2. That's a pretty hard problem for 3rd graders to do at this time of the year. I even have to think about that. But what I can do is look down here at my first two numbers to see, are there two numbers down here that when I add them together equal the total in my division problem? So 30 plus 3, that doesn't equal 28 when I add them together. 20 plus 6, that doesn't equal 28. 30 plus 6, that equals 36. That's not the right one. 20 plus 8, it's so much easier to add a 10 and a number. 28. So here I have 20 divided by 2, because 2 is our unit, and 8 divided by 2. So that matches that clipboard. Next we have 33. Which of the clipboards remaining are the same as 33 divided by 3? If you said the first one, boys and girls, you are correct, because we have 30 and we have 3, which gives us our total of 33 divided by our units of 3. How about the next one? 36 divided by 3. Which one of the clipboards left equals 36 divided by 3? If you chose this one, you are correct. And then lastly, we have 26 divided by 2. Moving on to number 3, let's take a look at number 3. Ooh, this looks challenging. There's not much help here, is there? Let's take a look. Alex draws the array below to find the answer to 35 divided by 5. Explain Alex's strategy. Now, boys and girls, here it says explain the strategy. It doesn't say that you have to write a sentence. So I am going to choose to use numbers and math equations to explain my strategy. Okay? So our problem that we're trying to prove is 35 divided by 5. I'm going to first look at the top here, and I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. I remember that 4 times 5 is equal to 20. So if I do 20 divided by what our unit over here, which is 5, and then at the bottom, if I have 1, 2, 3 rows with 5 in each row, that gives me 15. I could also count by 5s, boys and girls. I could count 5, 10, 15, because there's 5 in each row. So 15 divided by our unit, which is 5. Now I can come over here and write it, show it mathematically, so Mrs. Goshert is happy. And we know that we're going to add those together, because when we decompose a larger fact, we have to add our decomposition together. So 20 divided by 5 is 4, and if I need to look over here at my drawing, I can use the array, and 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3. And 4 plus 3 equals 7. So 35 divided by 5 is equal to 7. Boys and girls, your work should look just like mine, and this is what I want to see on your problem set. So good luck, boys and girls. Use these problems as examples. Look back at them as much as you need to help you. Have fun!